This is my first speech of the class since I came late. I didn't give myself an intro speech, which I will be doing in the future, but to get to the matter of the fact, what I decided my claim speech was about was how major water corporations are using massive amounts of plastic and how it's affecting our environment, ecosystem, aquatic animals and terrestrial beings, which means from anything from an animal to us. So a lot of people don't realize that the use of plastic is harmful on our environment and our day-to-day living. If you didn't know that when plastic is when we throw our trash away in those big dumps, when plastic is thrown down in these landfills, the plastic gets stuck at the bottom and they release a harmful chemical that gets into our groundwater. And pretty much that getting in our groundwater is pretty much it's almost impossible to take out. It's I forgot which chemical it was exactly, but another thing about plastic and production and from major water corporations is, for example, who has a plastic water bottle in here right now? Take lift it up. You have one, you have one, you have one, you have one. Yeah, all that are pretty much it's a waste of plastic. You buy these 24 packs or whatever, and all that. I took an environmental studies field trip at Pasadena City College. I was there for 3 years, and I literally went to 9 different locations to show how water is pretty much drowning and whatnot, and how plastic, and the main point of that was plastic is how they keep fracking, I believe it was, and pretty much they're just taking advantage of it and just driving all their resources with plastic while harming our entire ecosystem and environment. But so yeah, pretty much plastic is really bad once it gets thrown down in our landfills. But don't get me started on how much oil is made to produce plastic products. And that means anything, at first I was focusing on water bottles, and then I got a bigger picture on it, which is producing and manufacturing in general, say a hip hop CD, plastics around that, you know what I mean? To any product that has plastic on it. So if we look at a good percentage of what's on the market, it's wrapped in plastic. But pretty much my thesis, which I hate to say it's my thesis, but if we don't start changing our consumption of plastic through water corporations, it will pose a huge threat to any ecosystem, including our way of life. But so my first example, first of all, people in the United States buy more than 500 million bottles of water every week. So just think about 500 million water bottles every week, varying sizes. So pretty much 500 million bottles of water every week. That's roughly 34 billion liters of water. And that was actually a statistic from National Geographic that was taken in 2011. And we're in 2017. So do you think the production went up or down? Hella up. It's ridiculous how much plastic is actually being used more now today. It's ridiculous. The lady I went to on the trip, it was a 7-day trip at Pasadena City College. She would yell at every single one of us for buying a plastic water bottle. I'll give you guys solutions, pretty much little things we could do later on. But let me get back to my second point. So get this: a typical water bottle is normally half a liter. So one of those, Dasani bottles, you lift it up, that's half a liter typically, and so that's about 68 billion bottles per year. So if our Earth size is, which it is, 131.5 million feet wide, that's a fact. That means we can have about 500 million bottles that could empty bottles that could surround the Earth 2 times. So empty bottles laying down across the entire Earth twice. And I don't know if that's mind-blowing to you, but that's mind-blowing to me. And then, like I had mentioned earlier, plastic poses problems in terrestrial and aquatic environments. And what I meant by that is, for example, the ocean. When we throw any kind of plastic product Fishes look at a fluorescent plastic bag and think it's a prey, and they eat it, and it fucks up their digestive. Sorry, it messes up their digestive system. Like, and they get either an illness or they die because they can't digest it. So, and that's been going on for years. But pretty much also my like last point to like show you how much plastic the United States produces. Did you know that the United States produces 24 billion pounds of plastic every year? Americans purchase 20 billion water bottles every year. The amount of oil needed to produce a year's worth of plastic packaging that could fuel 480,000 cars a year. So oil, our environment, ecosystem, our ocean, ultimately us. So to finish it off, my conclusion is if we don't start changing our consumption of plastic through water corporations or even ourselves, we can create a better future for our environment and our future ecosystems and like family. We want to have a better generation. And I'm pretty sure I've been talking for too long, but last thing is, if you guys want to like help pretty much use less plastic, don't buy water bottles, buy the metal refill recyclables, or you know what I'm talking about, the metal cans. Yeah, just buy please buy those. Don't buy plastic products, and don't buy those 24 packs of like Arrowhead. That's pretty much my speech. Yeah.